Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Economy and Other podcast. Hold on, I get started again. Every time you react, man, I have to like. All right.
It's like, I won't react. I'll cover my face.
Don't breathe, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna close my eyes while I do it. All right. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Economy and Other podcast. I am your host, Mike Allen, the man, the myth, the legend, aka Business Mike, aka Mr. Green. Followed by my co-host here today, it's Mike Bedont, aka Captain Tracy, aka the Kanye West of cartooning. Mike, say hello.
Hello. Like, subscribe, share, review. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. Economyofnothing.com. Economyofnothing.com.
That was a great drop-in plug-in for everything that we do here. On this week's episode of the Economy of Nothing, we're going to talk about, you guessed it, folks, the Fantastic Four review. Is it good, the bad, the ugly? We're going to get into it. We're also going to talk about Disney, AI. We all knew this was coming. And also, Mike Bedont has a special segment that nobody's going to care about called The Godfather of Harlem. Then we're also going to get into Netflix news. Netflix and their Stranger Things new teaser. And a little bit of their new hot, steamy games that seem like they're trying to bring back couch co-op, but they don't know really how to do it. All right, let's get into it. Mike, how have you been?
Mike, I have been so fantastic. I'm so happy that the government's back doing its good work of policing the world and enforcing democracy, or
yeah, I mean,
whatever it is we do. I mean, I'm just happy that, like,
I think.
Mike, can we just real quick, while we're here, and this is totally out of order, but for whatever reason, because we're talking about, so I watched Captain America, and he fights the Red Hulk.
Yes, it's terrible,
and
right?
I'm the only person that has seen that movie recently, right? Because like no one saw it kind of when it came out, and I can't imagine anyone's watched it since having now seen it. But he turns into the Red Hulk and breaks the east wing of the White House.
Does he?
Which I think is funny because like that movie very much, like people had said, it's this movie about like a black Captain America and a rage-filled President Hulk and all this like stuff that should be anything, and it's all nothing. Like it has nothing to say about anything. So I just thought like watching this, all of a sudden, then the Hulk president's tearing down the White House. I was like, oh look, you accidentally said something, maybe. But like purely on like the half of the
I know. I actually like, because I'd seen it like right when it came out of theaters, and I mean I don't remember that part, but I do remember him like hulking out near the White House and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I would assume it happened. But didn't you like how like the answer was just like therapy?
Oh my God, so we can get into like isn't like this. There's this YouTube channel that's called like Nando V Movies. This guy, he's pretty fun, and he's done recently like a couple of videos that were like in defense of like the Marvel phases or whatever, kind of as a joke, like, hey, what were these things about? Because they're not like they're just random shit. Yeah. And I had that thought when I was watching some of this newest Marvel stuff. I was like, this is the remember who you are phase.
You gotta do better, Senator.
Yeah, it's all like, hey, General Ross, remember who you are. Hey, Bob, the guy from Thunderbolts, remember who you are. Like, it's all just like, hey, let's remember, like they got the note, don't end everything with a punch. And so then they all went at home on the same day and wrote a script where they all ended their scripts with, hey, man, remember, you're not a bad guy or whatever. Even all the way back to Doctor Strange, right? That ends with them being like, hey, Wanda, remember who you are.
Oh, gosh, it is that. So what does that mean?
I don't know. It doesn't mean anything. It's just, as I was talking about it, I was like, oh, why don't I shove all my little Marvel thoughts right there? I don't know. My only other Marvel thought.
Did you watch
Fantastic Four?
Did you watch Thunderbolts?
Yeah, I watched Thunderbolts.
What did you think of Thunderbolts?
I did watch Thunderbolts.
I really like Thunderbolts.
Of the stuff I watched, of the stuff that has come out, I guess, this year in the MCU-ish or whatever, it was definitely my favorite thing. It definitely felt the most
raw,
like it was
real, in touch with what was going on. Yeah. It was a COVID superhero movie that came out a little too late, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It did feel. There were certain parts of it where it was fine. I liked it.
Yeah.
In a vacuum.
In a vacuum.
It's like I mean, this is as good as like Age of Ultron. No, right?
No, but
like
I would say
we're grading on a curve.
Yeah, but
now,
I would say of this
right?
like since after Infinity War, like this is probably one of the better ones they put out.
I mean, since Infinity War, I've been thinking about this, right? I think the best thing they've done since Infinity War is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I kind of thought it sucked. And like, I really wanted to like that one. I remember walking away from it and being like,
You know what I liked about it, Mike, and this is me being or whatever, right? Is like it has like direction. And it looks good because you feel like, oh, Sam Raimi thought about all these shots and maybe he storyboarded them before they made this move, right? There's scenes in Thunderbolts that are fine or whatever, but like that part where they go up like in that little shaft or whatever, I'm like, why is all of this CGI? Just build a fucking tube and put 4 people in it. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why am I looking at this? Why are we 2 inches away from a fake fucking wall? Like, what you guys, Marvel? You don't have wall money anymore.
But see, as someone who doesn't know that trick, right? It worked on me. So like, I thought the dialogue was good in it.
No, I liked. Let me tell you my favorite part of the Thunderbolts, which is the weirdest part of the Thunderbolts to be your favorite part. But there's this one little beat that I really liked at the end when he's the Void and they're in Void Land.
Yeah.
And they all get like thrown back against the wall with like metal.
Yeah.
I love that like they're all like thrown back and like tied up with metal, but John Walker's stabbed into the thing.
Yeah.
He gets stabbed through the shoulder, and so he's being held into the wall by stabbed through the rest. I was like, that's funny because Bob doesn't like him. Like I thought, like this felt to me like, oh, finally, like the thing I've wanted since the Avengers. Like maybe some of these people hang out and do something. Is that possible? But no, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like 1 or 2 of them off on like weird adventures. It's 1 or 2 people that don't make any sense together, like the Red Hulk and Falcon Captain America.
So here's my thing. I thought that scene with the main girl, the short hair girl, I can't remember the news. You know.
Yeah, I like her. I wish. They'd just be like, oh, and she knows how to do an English accent, so we don't have to listen to this anymore.
Scarlett Johansson's sister. I can't remember like what she is.
Yeah, but, her name's Yelena in the movie. And
dude,
Florence
when
Pugh,
she hits the Red Guardian dude with like, I can't remember what she said, but it's something like, "Papa, you weren't there for me." Oh, dude, in the theater, I was just. Dude, tears rolling. I was like, that hit hard, dude. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, watching it. I was like, I don't, man, at the time, Gigi was 2. Like, she's nowhere. But, like, just the thought of, like, not being to be there for, like, that was acting. And it was totally believable.
I know. Yeah. Well, maybe this phase of the MCU is for fathers.
But here's the thing. It might be, but I actually thought this one had, like, a real like uplifting message, and what sucked is that because it didn't perform as well as they wanted to, or they wanted to poo-poo it, like they're like no, you know, they rebranded them the New Avengers like last minute, but really it was I think they went back to being the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of like the thing that like another thing this phase has, it seems, is a lot of stuff I would have rather seen than the things we saw. Like at the very end of the Thunderbolts, they have the scene where that's like, I guess, leading into Avengers, the next Avengers or whatever. And at a point, she's like, it's like, oh, Sam has his own Avengers too. And at one point, it's like, they're like, well, Bucky, have you talked to him? He's like, yeah, it didn't go well. I'm like, I would have rather watched that than Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Captain America. Like, how about like, we'll get into it with like the Fantastic Four, I guess, but like, lack of conflict in stakes generally would be my thought on the MCU currently.
All right, so you just want to get into it? Fantastic Four, let's just go. Let's go.
Sure, yeah, let's do it. Fantastic Four, Mike. What was the plot of the Fantastic Four?
I believe it was
25.
I believe it was the plot was hunger, the plot was babies in space. This the plot was also that Mr. Terrific is only smart and can't, whatever his name is. Is it Mr. Who's the main guy?
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic, aka Reed. This Reed, is the stretch guy, was terrible. Nothing against Pedro Pascal. I thought he did pretty decent.
Oh, plenty of things. We'll get to Pedro Pascal.
Okay, well, like I just meant like I liked him in The Last of Us season 1. I didn't watch season 2, but like I know the dude can act, so I thought he was trying to do his best. But like at the same time, I didn't understand why the stretching was so. Like I just never.
Lame?
Yeah, it was so lame.
He didn't really.
And he didn't really do
like,
it.
You know what they just.
He didn't really stretch.
Look, I don't want to. I don't. Okay, let's talk.
Like wouldn't you
do the
stretch
plot real
all
quick,
the time if you could? Like.
Yes, man. Like, there's just no fun in this fucking movie, right? Yoav Griffin as Reed Richards getting toilet paper while he's taking a shit was more interesting than anything that happened. And what's annoying is they're like, people were saying like, oh, well, you know, the stretching effect looks good this time. It's like, yeah, because they didn't do anything with it. Yeah, his leg kind of stretched. So it's like, yeah, they didn't do anything that could have looked. So it looked like yeah, I guess it didn't look like bad CGI because it didn't look like anything. Though it did look pretty bad when Galactus was trying to rip him apart. But we're getting too far ahead, Mike. We have to first talk about the open. But let's just real quick. So the plot of this movie is that Galactus is coming, right?
And he's an ancient.
But that's not the plot of the movie for the first 50 minutes.
No.
For the first 50 minutes, the plot of the movie is the Fantastic Four is having a baby.
Yes.
And they're baby-proofing the world or whatever.
Yes.
And then the Herald of Galactus shows up. Like, Galactus is coming, so then they go into space. They have a baby out in space after Galactus tells them that it wants their baby. Then they never talk to Galactus again, which I think is a mistake from a story standpoint. But then they go back, they have the baby in space. They come back like, hey guys, we don't know what to do about Galactus. He said he would save the world if we gave our baby up.
Yeah.
And then they don't give the baby up and they're going to transfer the world and they punch Galactus. As I'm telling the whole story, boy, is it boring. I don't even want to go through it. All right, Mike, here's my real question.
It does sound really boring when you put it like that.
Some things aren't for me, and that's fine, right? But I think that I can generally enjoy things that aren't necessarily made for me, right? But I think opening a big superhero movie with two characters we've never met before on an Earth that we've never been to before, having a baby or like getting a pregnancy test is like a weird fucking way to start a movie, right? Like,
so my problem is like, I feel like,
but I'm not a father, so maybe like I was missing some emotion, but I felt like, okay, but like I don't know any of these people or anyone or like.
I feel like that movie was, and I hate to say this, but I feel like that was trying to like draw in women. I feel like it was because like it just had so much like the pregnancy test in the beginning and the fact that it's like, it's impossible. We tried for like 2 years and it's like, okay, so that like, I mean, I know that for a guy it hits, but like for a woman it's going to hit harder. I just feel like a lot of those scenes were like more feminine based that would appeal to women audiences. And I don't think it was ever marketed towards women. Like maybe we were just the wrong audience and they just didn't market it correctly or were afraid to. But I don't know.
I don't like
because I mean, like, think about it. During that time, all those ones were hitting. It sucked, like the Marvels and shit.
I want you to think about this from like when they're like, we're gonna really start making good movies again, right, or whatever. And then like someone hands in a script and it's like, okay, how does this we need to get everyone excited about the Fantastic Four. What are we gonna do? All right, we're gonna cold open on them in a bathroom doing a pregnancy test. Then we're gonna do old footage of like a fucking space flight. And then we're going to do a bunch of like unconnected scenes where we kind of tell you about like some action they did, but we only show you like the tiniest snippets of it. And then
it looks totally fake.
And then the next 16 minutes of the movie will just be these people baby-proofing their fucking apartment.
And not using their powers.
Not using their powers.
That was the biggest letdown to me. Is like you have this huge The Thing guy, and he literally is the most gentle character in the whole film. Which, like, I get what you're doing there, but at the same time, like, he couldn't even touch a button without crushing it. And he's like delivering babies.
The real bullshit about this movie, right? The real lie of this movie is that, like, it's not an origin story, right?
Yeah.
But it just fucking is, right? Like, there's like, they shoot so many of these, like, the scene where they go, like, take off into space is like they've never done it before, right? It's shot like it's like the launch of Apollo 1. Do you know what I mean?
I know what it is. I know what it is. It's everybody thinks they should, like, all right, so you got everybody's on their fucking phone. It's the same reason why we do this podcast where you animate us rather than just have two people. So we're not like everyone else on our fucking phones and shit. It's the same thing with the theaters. Like, everybody is so just like, look at my face. The level of self-absorption in Hollywood is crazy, and they use that excuse to not make a movie or an action scene. They're like, people are here to just watch us act, and they love us as a person. It's like, no, you're not all Daniel Day-Lewis's, and even if you were, fuck that guy. And every time, since I brought him up, all my algorithm keeps showing me is Daniel Day-Lewis shit. And it's just like, fuck off, dude. And to think that these actors have earned that status in the sense that I even don't think that status exists with Daniel Day-Lewis, but they think it does. You know, level of meta, of self-absorption, of just like, go fuck yourself, that is?
Well, you know, Mike, the thing that you're getting to is like, another problem with this movie is it's one of those movies where they have a scene where they talk about what they're going to do. Then they have a scene where they do it and talk about it the whole time. And then they have a scene afterwards where they talk about it. And part of that is like this thing that Netflix talked about like 10 years ago. We need to build a lot of second screen experiences, like things that people don't have to, like, because people are looking at their phones and not the screen. And like, we're not going to talk about The Godfather of Harlem, I guess, this week. But like, why don't you make something I want to fucking look at, dude? Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's all wide shots of people just in fucking rooms, right? Even like, and then the action sequences, man, the action sequences of this movie, like when they're following the Human Torch, felt like it was built for like a ride at Disney World. I'm watching and you're like, I can imagine being in one of those D-box chairs and you're like, ooh, we're going left. Ooh, we're going right. Ooh, duck under the bridge. You're following the Human Torch around.
I thought it sucked. Honestly, like, I watched it, I almost fell asleep, and I really tried to watch it.
It took me 2 sittings.
Also, the Silver Surfer
to do it.
Like, I like the actress, but like, what? Why even?
Like, this is the thing. Nothing was dude. This was the most telly movie of all time, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's show don't tell, like, dude. The plant later, like, this is what happened to all these plants. You don't want to show me this. You want to do it. It's just like waveforms on a screen in like Times Square. And then they cut to a flashback and it's just her on a beach. It's the cheapest thing I've ever seen. It's just her on a beach with
their
like,
kid.
Just
like there's nothing talking to, like, getting turned into the, so like, remember when we walked into Mordor in Lord of the Rings and it builds that whole just underground palace of just orcs and blood and shit like that, and you get the sense that there's a real orc army being made here, and then there's this movie. Like, it's the total opposite.
And part of it too is, you know, so many of these Marvel movies you hear a lot about, like, reshoots, and I didn't hear a bunch about that, though I'm sure there were, but there's so many line reads in here that feel so fucking stitched together. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, the one that sticks out in my mind, though, there's a million of them, is like, the whole thing with like the egg and the fucking, they're trying to transport the planet or whatever, right? I guess I have to break this part down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so what they're gonna do, since Galactus is coming, is they're gonna teleport the Earth somewhere else, because the only difference between the egg and Earth is size, according to Reed Richards, the smartest man in the world.
Yeah, I didn't really follow that plot at all. They never really like actually solved how they were gonna do it. They were just like, we're gonna do it. Yes. Like, there was no Tony Stark being like, Dad, you're still taking me to school moment. There was no like, oh, look, then when I do this, change the calculation, and like, oh, it was just like, I'm going to do it because I have to do it. And then they never do it, and then you just assume they did it.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get back to his bad side.
Sorry.
Let me just get to this point, and then we'll get back to him being a terrible scientist, right? Is like, then they realize like, oh, well, what we need to do now that like everything's broken, we need to get Galactus to come here, and we'll teleport Galactus away. And then Ben says a line, it's not the exact line, but it's something like, now you want him to come here? We've just been trying to spend all this time trying to stop him. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You just spent all this time trying to get him to come here so that you could, you spent all this time trying to teleport the Earth away, not trying to stop him from getting here. Is that what you were doing in a previous script of this movie? You know what I mean? I know John Malkovich was supposed to be in this movie.
And he was just this is terrible.
Yeah, man. And all right, we'll talk about his bad science. Okay. This movie has bad science, Mike. And there's very little in this movie that is anything of science. But when they go by that black hole, you've seen the movie Interstellar, right? The one action sequence in the first half of the movie is like a sequence from Interstellar while they're having a baby in a spaceship. For some reason. That's what multiple people thought would be a good action scene. But they do a thing where they go by the black hole so that the Silver Surfer will get trapped in the black hole. But that's not how gravity works, because it's an equal and opposite reaction. So the gravity pulls much harder on the much heavier, bigger ship than it would on the Silver Surfer would have to be so much closer to the black hole to get past that point. Then the ship would be pulled in significantly sooner than the Surfer.
Isn't that ship done? It's way too close to the black hole. It would have been ripped apart now. But then I was just like, oh, okay. Clearly, we're just supposed to believe.
But also, she's having a baby in space, Mike.
The baby in space part was
gravity, motherfucker. I think you need it.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta be able to hold on to something. And two, I just love the fact that here's a perfectly clean baby coming out. There's no blood or anything floating around. It's just
did I miss something in the movie when it doesn't end up mattering to the movie, but
who was this movie for? Who was this
when
for?
Reed Richards?
Sorry,
I don't know, man. It does feel of a kind with Superman, in that it has this weird fucking unearned hope.
Yeah.
Of no, the Fantastic Sue will just tell these people the whole world just believes whatever at any point, all together in unison or what, you know what I mean? It's just why have the thing that they're trying, there's so many conflicts in this movie that just aren't. They're solved in the same scene they bring them up, right? It's the world really, Sue, the world, the whole thing about the world being mad at them and and then Sue going out there, and that's one scene, dude.
Yeah.
They have that conversation at dinner, and then she walks outside, and then the world just fucking doesn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, right? And my thing was, I've seen all the different versions of the Fantastic Four that they've tried to make, and who would have thought that the original one with Chris Evans would be the one that we all like the best out of all of these? But it made sense. That one was funny at the time. I thought at the time they could have done more with that. I didn't know that they were going to go backwards, and I feel like they've only gone backwards since that movie.
I mean,
there's no powers. There's no one's doing anything innovative.
This has to be better than Fan Four Stick, right? A movie I never saw. I never saw.
I can only the one with Miles Teller.
The one with Miles Teller and I know nothing happened in that movie. What I do know is there's no action scene in that one, because there's a scene in the trailer and everyone's no, the thing never fights a bunch of people in the woods, not in the movie or whatever. But
I couldn't tell you what happened in that movie at all. But I just remembered there was a dark tone to it. But I really think they just really missed the mark here. I don't know if there's a version of this that's fun and not so lame. Sorry, go ahead.
They super missed the mark, right? And I was thinking about this when it was oh, let's be more positive, right? And this movie is significantly better. And I think this is all connected, and it has to do with the AI push they're doing. I think, Mike, is the opening of. They took the opening of that from kind of the cartoon when they were a kid, right? The cartoon when I was a kid, the first episode is them on a TV show talking about their initial adventures or whatever, right? So this is what that has to have come from. like what they should have done, if that's what they wanted to do, is have like the mole man or someone attack while that was happening.
Yeah.
So we get like the backstory, and then we get to see them in action, right?
Yes.
But like we just never see these action heroes in action.
Yeah, and I don't think
right?
I never got the vibe Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards like fought at all. You know?
Dude, I hate Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards with a passion. And it starts with his fucking mustache. But
yeah. Is he supposed to have him?
This is a man who's like so obsessed with like he can't like focus on like the right things because he's so obsessed with this, that, and the other thing. But every morning he gets up and he fucking manicures his little mustache. Do you know what I mean? Like even later in the movie when he's supposed to like they have him like get like stubble under like his chin, but his mustache is still day one fucking shaven because Pedro Pascal. Like upper lip doesn't exist or something? What the fuck is going on?
He has a mustache.
I'm telling, like, Mike, this happened in The Mandalorian. I had the same fucking thought. He's a guy who never shows his face to anyone. He takes his helmet off. Pedro Pascal's perfectly little manicured mustache.
Yeah, man, he's got a mustache.
What's up with Pedro Pascal and his fucking mustache?
Everybody's got a brand.
What's going on?
Yes, everybody's got a brand. I don't think he had it for
right?
when he did Game of Thrones. Did he? No, he did have like a pencil thin one. Yeah.
Yes. The only time he didn't have it is in his probably first role in The Fall of Sam Axe, Burn Notice. So when everyone's like, Pedro Pascal, isn't he a new guy? It's like, no, I saw him in like season 3 of Burn Notice.
I don't know if does he have a mustache in Narcos?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think he's always got a mustache.
I'm just saying, like, I'm sure but it just seems like, I don't know. Is part of the reason that like I don't believe him in these roles is because it's like like some actors do a lot of like Christian Bale will morph his entire body and this guy won't shave his fucking mustache.
No, I don't think he deserved it in the sense of like he got it because he was a draw name at the time. But yeah, again, he's a draw name for women. It's not for men.
Yes, but also like
because they call him like something daddy is what they call him.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Like, but like, and maybe that's why they had him as like, but like, he didn't seem like his character didn't seem anything. Like, it was really the problem of the movie was that the Fantastic Four weren't characterized through action, but they also weren't really characterized through dialogue. It really did seem like a lot of the things they said could have just been any one of them could have sent any of them at any point, right?
Also,
like, I don't like.
Can we talk about Galactus?
Mike, we should talk about Galactus. Mike, what did you think of Galactus? Out of curiosity, what did I don't ask you enough questions. Like, did you like that he was a big man?
No, I thought he was like a.
Okay,
I thought he was like a big head.
Okay, well, he is a big man.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know that he was like. I thought he was just like some big evil force in the universe that like would come and eat it.
Yeah. So I didn't like the Franklin Richards part of it all, just because. Yeah, they're just trying to set up these younger Avengers over and over again, right? Like, just like what they did in Black Panther and stuff. But yeah, no, he's supposed to be like a fundamental force of the universe, right? So like, I was actually kind of surprised because I thought what they would do is be like, oh, he eats dimensions or something, right? They would have like tried to make it a multiverse, but it's just like in a different world, which is weird. I don't know, but anyway, maybe we'll talk about that. But yeah, no, he didn't do anything. He didn't talk enough. Like if he's a man, he might as well have been a cloud. Do you know what I mean? He didn't do anything like man-ish or whatever.
And when he comes off that thing, like the scale of him is like, this guy's going to eat your planet. It would take him forever.
Dude. And this is having shotgunned all this Marvel. Okay, so their answer to bad CGI is big wide angles. So that they like can just do big back plates and like just so like it's shot like shit. If you like it's shot like Godzilla versus King Kong, and it should be shot like Godzilla, right? Like the cameras don't exist anywhere. Like the first shot where he gets out of the water, the camera's like way up. I'm like, none of the buildings are even this tall. Like, he looks tiny. He looks like he's Ant-Man in like a train set. He doesn't look like, because there's the angles are all wrong. To make someone look big, you do a low angle and look up at them. But we're constantly looking down at this man that's supposed to be big.
The sky makes him look smaller because you have all this open sky.
Yes. Yeah, you need like a thing that of recognizable size in like the foreground to like give him scale.
Yeah,
right? Like,
and would just like flip back and forth to where he would look like normal size, but then the Fantastic Four would be on the screen, and then it would be like kind of bigger.
Yes, there was this weird, like, dude, there's some shots, like, especially when like the things on the ground, like, I don't know, maybe they rendered it all and they wanted to show it all.
But I have something
like,
when he stretches
like,
when he stretches Reed out.
Yeah.
Did you watch that part? Like, did you really watch it?
Yeah,
dude, it looks
the
bad. Lamest. Like, picks him up and he's just like this. It's just like, and I'm like, Reed just like, and it's like, you can stretch like a million times over and this is hurting you?
Well, this is the other thing, right? Well, like, what did they do for 4 years? Because they don't seem like better at being the Fantastic Four.
Sue just does that invisible woman thing.
Dude, what the fuck was Okay, first of all, I saw that coming like a million miles away, right? And I remember thinking to myself, oh, they're going to do a little Jessica Alba nose blood thing. And they don't. And I missed it. I was like, at some point, Reed's like, you're going too much. Stop. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you need to set up earlier in the movie that she like does a thing and like, oh wow, Sue, if you pushed yourself any harder, it could be dangerous. But like, she doesn't look like she's trying any fucking harder or anything. Like, I don't understand.
And on top of that, like,
she's lost the will to live like Padme in the fucking Star Wars.
This lady's having a baby in space. I doubt that this is gonna, you know what I mean? Like, this is the thing.
I know. Like, pushing this slightly big. He's not even the biggest thing we've seen in the MCU. Like, he's like medium-sized MCU thing. Like Ant-Man's been that size, right?
Well, also too, if you really want to pick holes into it, you're like, okay, well, what would our MCU Thor do to that guy? Or like, what would the other characters do? They're like, I don't think they would struggle to like, am I supposed to believe that the Fantastic Four was the only people that could take Galactus down?
Yeah, and also like, there's like funner stuff in like the comics, usually like, or like at least in like the original Galactus stuff, right? They usually have to beat Galactus some other way, right? It's like they have to like sneak on his ship and get like his super weapon and be like, hey, we snuck onto your ship and got the thing that will kill all of us. Leave, please, right?
Yeah.
Like, or whatever, right? Or the Silver Surfer changes sides and like goes again, but like, oh my God, dude.
Also,
just like,
why did they make us like, they shoved that Silver Surfer and Johnny love story?
I get it, guys. I get it. Johnny likes space, and now there's a naked space woman, and now shut the fuck.
It's like
this is like
literally this whole universe. Like, you're gonna take the one trope from the one movie that you're trying to set yourself apart, and that's how you open it. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. It's like, either clean cut it and they don't acknowledge it, because they were really trying to make it a different Johnny. And like there's videos of me like, this isn't the same Johnny, and it's just like, okay, well then you're acting the exact same as the other Johnny. You're just acting as a PG version of him. You know what I mean? Like, of Chris Evans' version. Like,
I remember when everyone was like, oh man, the Silver, they're making the Silver Surfer a woman. That's so it's so, because it's so woke, and I'm like, no, it's so Johnny can want to fuck her. That's why, right? But like, I didn't like the Human Torch effect either.
Yeah, look
when
weird,
he's talking to the Silver Surfer, and he's flying like he's Iron Man as the human. Like, he's doing the repulsor hands down little wavy thing, and I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like that Ben Grimm's wearing so many clothes, and here's why, Mike. Because it's 4 years on, so he should they have him be more dexterous as the Thing, right? But he should be more comfortable at this point in his Thing skin. He shouldn't feel like he needs to wear a suit all the time, right? Like, they're just like, they're doing like what Iron Man did was like pick out like all like the best shit that ever happened in Iron Man, and they did it, right? And it feels like now in the MCU, they're just like picking shit.
I think they're afraid to like. One, I think they're too lazy to look at all the material, and two, I think people that are putting these things together are not actual fans of it, and three, yeah, it's.
I don't think you have to be a fan of it.
No,
right?
you do. You
But,
do
like,
to get quality stuff. I mean, somebody had to peruse it. Like Iron Man was not a top tier comic. Like nobody even knew who he is. So to create that good of an Iron Man, it wasn't like the argument now cannot be like, oh, it's because no one knew him and it was just great material. No, it's like somebody probably really loved this comic that no one else liked and turned it into a thing.
Yeah, I mean, this. You know what it could be is maybe it's one of those things where all the people have like different Fantastic Four things they like and they all want to shove it in. But like, It's one of those things where I'm like, this is the wrong Galactus. And what they do is they just do whatever they want. And there's so many comics that someone's like, I'm like, Galactus shouldn't be that size. And they'll be like, oh, in issue 12, 24. Like, they're not looking at the comics for like ideas or like story beats. They're just looking at the comics to like, rationalize the production decisions they already made, right?
I get that.
Like,
that's what you do when you sell in a new item.
That's what everyone does all the time with everything, right? Just looking to like post.
What it really is the reason why Marvel sucks today is because there was no plan put in place. Like phase 1, 2, and 3, like had an actual thing they stuck to and had real shit. And yes, stuff changed later on through, but there was an overall 10,000 foot view of what it was going to be. Phase 4 and on, they were like, we didn't even think we were going to make it this far.
Yeah, man. Like, all right, so we moved. Like, I think that probably gets to talking about the tag at the end with Doom. But like, all right, Mike. Here's the thing that bothered me the most in this movie, I think. And because it's kind of all of it together at once. And it's probably to your feminism thing or something, right? If we want to blame women.
I'm not blaming anyone. Like, I'm just saying I think it was marketed towards women.
Mike,
yeah.
The scene at the very end where they're trying to put the fucking car seat in, I wanted to go and hit everyone involved in making this movie in the fucking head. Let me explain to you why, Mike. Because that's like, Mike, first of all, what a relatable moment. Dads not being able to know how to put a car seat in, right? That speaks to you as a father, right?
Yeah.
Right? But you know what shouldn't speak to you as
like, kind of
No, dads are dumb. No, don't you get it? And boys are dumb. I know, that pissed
me off, too, but whenever they're doing it, takes 3 of them to do it. Well, like, here's my problem with the whole scene. One, car seats are designed way too easy, but then it's like, he overdid it because he clearly made this car seat or this.
He made the car and the seat. He made the car and the fucking seat. He made the car and the fucking seat.
So why would he make it hard to do? Why would he make it hard to do?
It wouldn't be hard. He would know exactly like your entire thing you've been trying to tell me this entire movie is that this dude just makes a bunch of bullshit that doesn't make sense, but it all works.
Yeah.
But not this because you want to joke.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Right? Like, I don't like, but like, that's the problem with the entire movie. It's like, it's just like, it doesn't understand itself. The part where the setup of the movie is they need all of these things, they need however many of these towers they need to transport the entire Earth within a 20% habitable zone, which is too much of a margin of error. You guys are going to fucking die, to be clear. But like they need them all to be on at the same time, which goes to the first thing that doesn't make any sense. They need to conserve power. Are you saving it in a fucking battery? What are you fucking talking about? Turning the power off for like at night for like 3 months ahead of needing to turn all this shit on doesn't save you fucking energy. That's not how saving it. When they talk about saving energy, they're talking about saving like the resources that we use to burn them, right? They're talking about saving the coal. But they're like, no, we just need to like keep like people who don't understand how electricity works. Okay, fine. It's a different Earth. Things can work differently. So then they all get together and they start talking and turning the whole thing on and it's working. And then the Silver Surfer comes in and starts blowing them all up, right? And first someone goes, oh, she's going for the relays. And then she's like, no, she's coming for for the baby. And first of all, no, she's clearly going for the relays. She just blew 2 up. There's going to be a scene in a second where she blows 2 more up. I mean, she's certainly doing that first. Anyway, so they end up shutting that all down. And they come back and they're like, oh, are we able to do it? And it's like, no, because we only have 1 relay left. No, you needed every single one of them and all of the power of Earth to do it. If she took out 1, it was over.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I thought it was over. Was that not implied?
This movie doesn't remember its own rules.
Wow.
Yes. No. They needed all of them. And then to the point, fine, again, if this is your dumb universe in an alternate reality that made up rules, we need to... When he's in his fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy bullshit, which we can talk about too, like, he's like, we need to conserve all power. That means everybody. And then the robot's like, duper It's like, that's right, Herbie. I'm like, you're going to leave that fucking robot on to make you fucking sandwiches? Is that power you don't need? How does the energy work in your I bet that thing Jay's left to charge, right? Like,
also, what was the point of that robot? Like, it was clearly that robot was trying to be like a comedic relief, but it didn't work at all.
No, dude. Looking at the sets, looking at the way they shot the action scenes, this is built to be a fucking amusement fucking ride. This is fucking Space Tours. This is going to be the new Star Tours or whatever the fuck, right? That little robot's going to be there and be like, beep, 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 and you're going to walk through like, oh, this is funky 60s shit or whatever, right? And then you're going to get on a fucking ship and you're going to follow the ship through space and then follow the fucking... the shit I said earlier with the D-Box stuff, right? Like, that's what it feels like to me, man. Like, even to the point that, like, they're like, and they inspired us to do science, and then it cuts to Reed Richards' show where all the kids are fucking bored.
Yeah.
And, like, I was half expecting, and maybe it's because of Peacemaker, I was half expecting this to be like a Nazi Earth or something. Because, like...
I don't know.
That's... A lot of that stuff played so much like propaganda, so much of that stuff played like the propaganda of like in Captain America or whatever. And in Captain America, we know that was like bullshit, right? So it's like, oh no, this is just a world where they love these dumb jackasses for some reason.
It felt like to me that this world was like, even in a movie about it, felt imaginary. Like, I don't even think this world would exist in any Marvel reality.
Dude, like, no, dude, like, the technology is so fucking stupid looking, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, and it doesn't have to, right? It's fine. If you want all of your TVs to be weird orbs in your office, cool. That doesn't make any sense, but that's your universe. But then your spaceship just has regular fucking square fucking screens that people would use, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh man, like your robot runs on a tape deck for some reason, right?
Its eyes are a tape
you can
deck.
do interdimensional. Yeah,
I think it's ridiculous to be ridiculous, I think is the point you're making.
It's like production design and like, it's like ideas over execution. It's like the nicest thing I could say about it, right? Like, I guess this, in a better movie, I guess this stuff would be better, but I think this stuff happened and that's what made it a bad movie. So it's kind of like hard to like, like, I don't know, man.
I agree.
I don't know what I was supposed
like, was I supposed to walk away from
movie.
that movie being like, I really like the Fantastic Four. They're my favorite superheroes. Like, at all, like, because if that was the case, I didn't. I walked away from it. Like, that was kind of a waste of my time and money. And
I can't imagine people like watching this and being like, these are my, because like they didn't do anything. And on top of that, you leave and you're like, well, what about Victor Von Doom? Isn't he like a bad guy? In the post-credit sequence,
I didn't see the post-credit sequence. Is it just him in the office or something?
No, it's them in the set they built 4 years later. So they've aged the son up. Good, getting ready. Get about the age of T'Challa now or whatever. No, she just leaves and goes into the kitchen, and then she walks back in. And she walks around the corner, and Dr. Doom is kneeling down at the side. Just the back of his head. You don't see anything. He doesn't say anything. It's nothing at all. Yeah. No, this felt like a fucking Fox movie. Yeah. Right? Like, you know what this feels like? This feels like the Suicide Squad.
Honestly, but I thought the Suicide Squad was better than this.
No. In that, like, this feels like they just tried to do Rise of the Silver Surfer again, but somehow like still didn't do it well. Like, you know how they did Suicide Squad and it was like really bad, and then they did like the Suicide Squad and you're like, well, this is better by comparison, right? Like, you know what I mean? like this is just, I don't know. I don't think this is better than Rise of the Silver Surfer. I mean, I don't like Rise of the Silver Surfer, but all of my emotions I had when I watched Rise of the Silver Surfer are in this movie, with like 2 less fights with Doctor Doom and like no action sequence when they're saving like London. Like way more stuff happens than like even the original Fantastic Four movie. Like the scene where they fuck up the bridge, it's stupid, but it's better than like that little montage of them kicking a monkey.
Dude, that montage in the beginning, it was so hard to watch because one, it looked so fake and it was so cheap and just like,
dude. But this is what Disney wants, right? Like this is AI can't put a story together, right?
Yeah.
So like, but what AI would be good for is you just pay an actor you know, the voice or name of, to narrate over unconnected scenes, right? Like, there's nothing related to Johnny Storm getting that fire or some other fire. It's just unrelated, nothing, right?
So I think
whereas like,
if I hear what you're saying, is we're never. Oh, that really sucks. So what you're saying is,
yeah, man,
we're all going to, because we as a species have decided that we don't want to work hard, that we would much rather have like these fake marketed systems do the work for us, and that's enough.
Our laziness is why we have shitty stuff.
Our golden age of gaming, golden age of movies, like it's all going away. It's all just going to be terrible. And
yes.
Oh, like that's disappointing. Wait, dude, the economy of nothing is alive and well.
Like how hard? I mean, it's just.
We should stop watching these things. We should stop doing it, everyone. If we want it to change, we all have to stop, and that means your mom and dad's retirement is going to get deflated away because we're going into recession. So let's fucking do it together, and we can laugh a little bit and say, like, look, I mean, you kind of did it to yourselves.
Well, the last thing, just the last thing I was going to say, right, is just about like, and it's like generally like if people want to like fight AI, a thing they should start doing is like requesting like continuity, right? And not like continuity in like which MCU movie goes after the other, right? But like people need to like engage their like mental brain and be like, no, if a shot is a shot where like a thing moves out of the frame to the right and then the camera turns, it needs to enter the frame to the left. You know what I mean? It's like these like there you need to like
I feel like Christopher Nolan,
happen, right? Like
Christopher Nolan's like the only one left that if he starts shooting them and they start getting terrible, like as much as like,
you need to understand that you will not like the Odyssey. You should just get that over with. It's going to be fucking terrible. It's over, buddy. I like, you know, the Christopher Nolan, I think he's doing, it's the Odyssey, right? Mm-hmm. It's like Matt, it's just, you know, it's just like every actor and they're all just going to be, you know what I mean? It will be the best looking movie of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. What is there to see in that, right? Like, I don't know. You want to watch Matt Damon be Odysseus? I don't think you do. I just don't. I don't want to watch. I just feel like you don't want to see that. I don't think anyone does, right? Like
you want to watch Matt Damon be Odysseus? No,
I just don't think you do. It's like, oh man. How about them Hoppies? I don't know. He's fine except for that. You know, he's fucking sold out to cryptocurrency and shit to like. But it's fine. Everyone's a sellout. But yeah, no. Do I have any other final thoughts, Mike? Do you have any final thoughts? While I think about if I have any final thoughts.
My final thoughts for the Fantastic Four would have to be that I think, in summary, I think the movie was it was put together by programs and people who didn't want to work that hard. I think it was originally supposed to be marketed towards women, and that's fine. It's just, when you reverse that marketing and you have like the fan base of men coming in, and you've been releasing articles about how you want to get male audiences back into your theaters, and this is the first movie that comes out on an IP that you just got back that everybody was really excited about. I don't think it's great for your brand. I don't think that builds confidence in your brand, and I think that just pushes more people away. That's just my 2 cents.
It's one of those things where, right, like, I don't know if it's forward, but like,
no, I mean, like, we gotta be honest. Like, they're always trying to bring demographics into their stuff. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, like, is this a comic book movie? Like, it's a PG-13 comic book movie that you're trying to get a certain amount of audience to. Having so much of the plot be about a fucking pregnancy seems crazy.
And here's why I say is this, Mike. And I can only say this because my wife watches these shows like Gilmore Girls, Vampire Diaries, all these different shows, and a lot of stuff that it's just they're soap operas. But what's crazy is just like they've got I think that they have figured out the soap opera formula so well that they were just like, this one's gonna be like that kind of vibe because we want to bring in the women fan base, but then they had to spin it. There's like, no, we're gonna bring back the men, and they're like, and we know, like, oh, we're gonna do a Fantastic Four, and you're like, oh, are you? I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you're bringing anybody in.
Yeah.
I don't think that, like, but like it's one of those things, man, where like even like, because here's the thing. I talk about the Star Trek Into Darkness a bunch sometimes, and I go, it's because it's the ultimate who the fuck is this for moment, right? And when he's like, my name's Khan, and I'm like, if you know Star Trek, you're like, what the fuck? And if you don't know Star Trek, you're like, what the fuck, right? This doesn't mean anything to anyone, right? You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I have this thought, and I don't want to lose it. That it proves my point. Cool. It proves my point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If you know the Fantastic Four, you're like, what the fuck is this? And if you don't know the Fantastic Four, you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
So before the Fantastic Four movie came out, there was probably an intentional meme released of that woman reporter saying, like, interviewing all four of them and being like, and I just gobbled it up. Like, the story, I just gobbled it up. Because she was that demographic of, like, I like... Well, one, they made a sexual joke out of it, and then they made the movie seem like it was gonna be sexual jokey, and like they put that out there in that meme, and it went super viral, and everybody saw it. And it's even, but like really, what the lady was saying is like, I just love the story because it was a soap opera. That's what it was.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. It wasn't a soap opera, right?
It was a comic book soap opera, dude.
No, because there was not enough like interpersonal drama for it to be a soap opera. Like soap operas are about, like people like I'll never talk to you again. All dramatic. Like no one dramatically does anything. Right?
New age soap operas are so just about talking. That's all they are. They're just talking. That's all it is. It's just talking. Nothing has to happen. It can just be dramatic talking. All it has to be.
But there's different types of talking, right? The problem in this movie is that they're not talking about it. They're either doing bullshit, nonsense, science, garbage talk, or they've forgotten the last scene they were in, right? It's like one of those are like the old.
The only thing I can say is when I watched this Marvel movie, and I've watched all the others, this one in particular has the weirdest, like the most different vibe shift. That like it was very clear that they went with a very different direction that does not touch or resonate to any of the others in a way. Like WandaVision was like marketed towards family, and I feel like that was a better show, than this.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, it's I tell you, I watched a fair bit of the MCU. Mike,
Would you say the Marvels is better than this? Probably.
I'd have to rewatch the Marvels. I haven't. I enjoy two of the characters in that more than I enjoy these.
I couldn't connect with any of these characters. I was just boring.
Yeah,
dude.
Dude, Ben Grimm's my favorite. Was like my favorite Marvel character when I was a kid, and like, he's like. He's missing the edge, right? Like he needs to be like slightly upset that he's a rock man, or like you know what I mean. That's the other part. They're like just too late in the drama, right? But also,
wait, did you remember that conversation that Ben had with Pedro Pascal? It was just like, you got to stop beating yourself up for this, and he's like, no, it's my fault that you're a rock man type of talk, and it's like, dude, this is like. If they've been working the job for what, like 10 years at this point?
Yeah, well, they say it's been 4 years, right? But like that's the problem. It's apparently a 4 years where they were all had just enough time to get over any sort of interesting like personal issues, but like not enough time for them to like use their powers cool and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like Mr. Fantastic has enough time to like get over all of his issues, but not enough time to figure out how to turn himself into a ball. I don't know, or like a rubber ball or whatever, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of lame,
it's
right?
All
I don't know.
Lame. I think final thoughts is it's lame.
It is lame.
It's very lame.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, Fantastic Boar was the name I thought for the episode. Blandtastic Blore. Fantastic Boar. You like that?
Yeah, or Marvel Sucky Lore.
Well, you know, you need to. Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? Is like the thing that like is kind of like missing all this is like. It's not very fantastic, right? And I don't know what I mean by that, but I felt like here's one. Towards the end, the thing gets like thrown almost into space by Galactus, and then the Human Torch grabs him. And I'm like, all right, they're gonna do a fucking thing, and they don't. He just kind of flies him into him like he's holding a rock and hits. He's like, oh, you're not gonna like throw him in, like no, and then like. I don't know. Everyone's little action scene was fucking lame. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess it was kind of inventive that one when they like focused the flame into his eye. I don't know. Yeah, no, I
get that,
I won't
like,
be going back to this.
You were a fan of that series just in general, and like I know that there's like a little part of your subconscious that wants to defend it at all. But I think if you weren't a fan at all, I think you'd hate this completely.
Like I need to be clear. Yeah. I need to be clear. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania more entertaining than this movie.
Yeah, that's saying something.
It's the third worst Fantastic Four movie, I guess.
Where does it rank in all of MCU history of bad MCU films?
You know, my brain's so ruined with all those like TV shows. But like, no, I mean, this is worse. Like, here's the thing: everyone needs to like get over the fact that like everything in like Phase 1's better than everything you've done since Phase 1, right? It like Age of Ultron's better than like what do people think are bad there? Like Thor: The Dark World. I mean, I'd go watch Thor: The Dark World. I would watch Thor: The Dark World over this. I would go watch Thor: The Dark World over this. Yeah. Then sit through this again. Yeah. So like, I guess the question to me is this worse than the Marvels? And
I'd probably watch the Marvels again.
Dude, no, because I like now that like it's I was like, oh no, like but the Marvels is stupid, and like it like I kind of knows it's stupid. Like one of the third act things is they got to like get everyone like they have to transport everyone in cats. They have to get these cats to eat everyone, and you know, but like that's better. Like this is fucking stupid. Like I have it on now. It's just them talking to each other. She's been having this baby in space for like 25 fucking minutes, dude. Like,
and how you push if you don't have anything to like hold on to?
No, you could not. You couldn't have a baby in zero gravity. I don't believe it's possible. So many human biological functions are based on the fact that like gravity is like constantly pulling you down. Like we evolved with gravity. Like they put women in a particular position, and it's not with their like pussy fixing up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's too crude, Mike, but you know what I mean? Stirrups there, don't like just like it's hard to poop and stuff in space because like your bowels and stuff are like supposed to all kind of move down through. Anyway, what a dumb thing. What a bunch of idiots.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what would be a marketed towards women Marvel movie? What does that look like? I don't actually know. It's not Scarlett Johansson.
Captain Marvel. I mean, you know, someone said something one time, and I don't think it's totally true, because I don't think it's an accident. But there's like there's a thing happening where like they've kind of like ran out of all the ideas at the same time that they're like, oh, and we want to do the diversity stuff. But I'm like, I think you want to do the diversity stuff because you've run out of ideas, right? And you think that like let's say that like executives are dumb, and in order to greenlight a movie, you have to like say 3 words to them, right? So you have to be like, it's an action movie and it's funny and there's suspense, right? You need to have like 3 genres, or like it's an action movie, it's funny, and we got this good name in it, right? And at some point it was like, all right, it's an action movie, it's an action comedy black. And it's like, what? Yeah, well, the 3rd genre that this movie is black or whatever, right? Or women or whatever. And it's like, no, I don't think that's a genre. Like, I think if like your idea is you have to have 3 genres, like a demographic isn't a genre, right? Like and I think that's kind of where it goes down. It's like, what is this movie? It's like, oh, well, it's about, it's like, well, first of all, it's like a female superhero movie, right? I'm like, oh, well, you fucked up square one, right? Like, because like Superman isn't like Superman, Christopher Reeve Superman is like a Superman male Superman story, right? It's like, I don't know. I think that's the problem, right? I think the problem's the greed, and they're just making worse movies, and they're being like, they're trying to trick people. They're just trying to trick people, Mike. They're trying to be like, well, you don't like this movie? What, you don't like kids? You can't take... Sorry, this movie's too contemplative for you. And it's like, no, that's not what's happening with any of this shit, right? Like, do you know what I mean? It's all just like... it's not fun to watch, right?
It's not fun to watch? I don't know. I think it just comes down to, on this week's episode of The Economy of Nothing, the Fantastic Four is not fun. We don't recommend... We definitely don't think you should watch it. And if you have already, we're sorry.
I don't think you will have more fun watching the 2005 one. You will. You'll have more fun.
You really will.
And Michael Chiklis is a better thing. I don't know what
Chris
to tell
Evans
you.
and Michael Chiklis in the original, their relationship is pretty fun.
Yeah. And I hate what they did with Sue and Reed in this one so much that I'm like, yeah, I guess Joe Griffin and Jessica Alba are better just because they're not these two insufferable.
Yeah, I mean, they at least like are people that act like they've actually spent time together.
It's just like, dude,
I just don't think Mr. Fantastic would have lacked so much confidence. He could stretch whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's just like Mr. Fantastic's like, it's a weird depiction of him, because usually he's like depicted as a guy that's like so obsessed with like his work and stuff that like he like ignores other things or whatever. But this guy's just like, what, like, characterize this Reed Richards, right? They're like, he's the smartest man in the world. All right, like, they act like him being the smartest man is his superpower or something. Like, it's like he just like invents shit. Like, I don't, but he does. Again, there's no, to your point, the montages of them like getting ready for all this bullshit.
Nothing happens.
Is not the suit up in Ironman, is not Tony Stark flying the stuff in his like garage, right? It's just a bunch of nonsense, right? Like, I don't know. Ben Grimm says this line.
I guarantee if we had to rewatch this thing and really pay attention, because it was really hard to pay attention, but I was like in and out of it. I can honestly tell you, there's not one montage of them like living together, working together, other than even the fight scenes. Every one of them using their power is like a separate fight scene of them not, like, none of them are fighting together.
Yeah, team the fuck up at the end, right?
Yeah. In every Fantastic Four movie, they're all fighting at the same time. And in this one, it's like you cannot get them to use their power in the same room, let alone like have a conversation using your powers. You know, like, it just doesn't happen.
And like, the other problem is like the world feels so small, right? It's just them, kind of. Like, I know there's extras and stuff, but like second or third, I don't know, like what, it's not second or third, but like fifth or sixth billing in the movie is like they're like spokeswoman lady, and I'm like, she's in like one scene. I guess everyone except for them is only in one other scene.
The other
right?
the other thing I didn't get at all, last thing, is Johnny is not as smart as Reed, but
What the fuck is he? It's
I was like, so is he a scientist too? But like, what is the thing with the music? Like, he's like, oh, I figured out her home language based off the song that's in my head, based off the language I heard, and I heard it in another song, and it's like,
she speaks fucking English.
I was like,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, how would your Earth even have like multiple Earth dimensions away someone's language, and the likelihood of you being able to figure it out by old vinyl records?
This is the shit I'm talking about, man. Like, I understand that it's a movie and they're just making fucking like art decisions or something.
Yeah.
But you can't listen to inner fucking galactic reception on a fucking vinyl record just because like the pure like electronics required would mean you'd have to be able to store like sound because you would have to be listening for like ever to different parts of space and collecting that sound forever to just try and get a couple of these recordings. What are you cutting all of that onto fucking vinyl every like every hour you record, you switch the fucking vinyl record? Like, what the fuck?
Also,
did anyone think about anything that happened in this
really
fucking
comes
movie?
To fruition other than they use it.
Also, the
forever.
baby looks like shit. Like, don't put a baby in the movie if you haven't figured out, if you can't get a fucking baby. Get a fucking baby on set. What the fuck?
That was a toddler. That was straight up like 3-year-old, dude.
And it was CG'd into everything. They had a fucking face replacement on it. It was so fucking, like, this movie looked bad. I'm sorry. I'm sure they spent a lot of money on the sets or something, but it looked like shit. Everyone involved in this should be ashamed of themselves. I'm just getting more mad at
They should be ashamed of themselves. It is so bad. How much did it make?
Dude, you know they you know they're not telling the truth about so much of that stuff now, right?
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think they said it turned a profit, but I mean this stuff is this stuff's going down. What is Avengers Doomsday the next thing?
I guess so. Is anybody excited anymore?
Like
probably not.
Dude, I mean, I've been waiting for all these things to come to home video. So I don't know. I guess if it comes out at a time where I'm like a place where I have friends around, I'll go see it in a theater. But like, what do I care, dude? I don't give a shit.
I'm sure.
Like, the last Avengers movie had all of these people in it. You didn't do anything since the last
I'm
Avengers
sure
movie.
I couldn't see myself caring. But anyways, listeners, thanks for joining us on another episode.
Can I, one more thing? Here's why you don't care, Mike. It's because they don't understand how to do stakes, right? Even, like, last thing I'll say about the Thunderbolts, right? There was a moment where it's like, oh man, the Void, this is going to take over all of New York. And I was like, yeah, but like the entire world blipped away like when those people came back, I'm like, yeah, they probably don't even care. Like, who gives a shit?
No, yeah.
But anyway, all right.
The Economy Nothing Podcast. See you next time.
All right, like, subscribe, share, review, do whatever you got to do, as long as it's watch the Fantastic Four movie, because it's not. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I like the Fantastic Four. I'm sorry, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. They didn't do it right.
They never will. They never will.
All right, guys. Have a good one.